Just 1 year ago, a squad known as Vega Squadron took to the stage versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. It was the E-League Major 2017 main qualifier in the 4th round, where NiP put in one of their worst performances to date. The organization, of course, has chopped and changed the roster quite considerably since then, but of course that mark is still there. It was a 16-2 as they were eliminated from the run to the Major. 2.5 years it was since Forest and Get Right took to the Major stage, and now they're back and looking to make top 8. Vega stand in their way. It's an elimination game, and just one map will determine their fate. I'm joined by Sean Gares and Chad Sponge Birchill. Gentlemen, weird one. NiP versus Vega, and both teams seem to have dramatically not only changed their roster, but their form coming into this Major, Sean. I think Vega are no longer a surprise, and I haven't said that word since the Challenger stage.
Yeah, and people had a lot of hesitation about thinking Vega would go far in this tournament when they lost Mir. He was their star player last Major in Boston. And when they lost him to Gambit, we didn't really know what to expect out of them this time around.
Yeah.
They pick up Kubakin, which a lot of us didn't realize was even on the team, Tony Black, as well as Crush. And yeah, they've been firing on all cylinders. They've had some really tough competition. And unfortunately, their Inferno just hasn't panned out for them at this event like it did at the prior Major.
Seems like there's a bit of a method to their madness in a way as well. That fast plays, it seems outside of the box, but if you look at the finer details behind the things they're doing, everybody's on the same page. It's not as run and gun as it seems. There are certain flashes that you may miss, or at least flight paths, pathing that these guys take. It's not what we see out of the top tier teams, you know, the top 5-6 teams in the world, but they do make it work, and that definitely has to be credited, because we're in an era of Counter-Strike now where it doesn't really matter how you get the rounds on the board. It's just about getting that victory at the end of the day, and Vega tend to do that against opponents you wouldn't expect them to.
I just love the clash of styles as well. Like, this Major has had clear, defined team styles. Vega have one of them, and it got them very close versus Fnatic yesterday. It was on Inferno, and if it wasn't for JW, Vega could be having 2 wins in their win column. Instead, they're on the elimination stage. They are 1 win, 2 losses, and of course, it's the magic number 3 for either victory or defeat. Chad, this roster is brought to us by dreamteam.gg, and if I asked you, you know, what names should those be watching out for in the server for those unfamiliar with Vega Squadron, who's at the tip of your tongue?
It's been relatively clear in their victories that Chopper and JR have been the standouts. Now, JR is the man in the middle of your screen right there. He has been doing the in-game leadership role, as well as being on the big green, and Chopper down the end there, going for a bit of a JDM approach, slouching on back. He has, in all of their victories, had a positive rating, which means his impact has been felt throughout. Now, the others have all had their moments. You know, Kubakin has had his multi-frags. He's had definitely, there was a few games where he was towards the top of the scoreboard. Everyone has, you know, had to do their role. And within this squad has been able to flourish and get some victories and get to the stage where maybe we weren't expecting them.
Chopper trying to keep morale high. It is, of course, you have to. You can't let that pressure, the reminder that this next game of Counter-Strike is going to be one of the most important you've played, get to you.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of players play teams like this and they don't like it because, like, oh, it's random. But you know what they say? I was reading a little saying last night. It's chaos is only patterns we don't understand yet. And the problem is the more games that these guys play, the more they get figured out. And we're starting to see that. Obviously blown out of the water by Astralis earlier on Inferno when they couldn't get away with any aggression. The utility built up and they were locked out. And yesterday versus Fnatic, it was one clutch round from JW that separated them from victory and defeat. Unfortunately, they weren't able to close it out. And JW was the hero for the Swedes.
Yes, the Swedes, NiP. Let's not forget that their roster has taken a turn completely and entirely. For the Forest and Get Right, the only constant from when they last met Vega in the Major qualifier, it's Rez, Dennis, and Lekro to round out this roster now. Lekro's been passed around the Swedish scene like good Yorkshire pudding, but at the moment, we're still waiting to see just how high they can climb. He's been given the in-game leadership role, and every time we talk to him, he says, I don't feel like a leader, so I don't know what to make of that. And I guess it's more of a process for Lekro.
I guess to be an in-game leader, you know, maybe you're just calling the strategies. You're not the leader necessarily within the server, and that mantle could be picked up by many other guys within this squad. You know, Dennis here, he's very storied within his time. He played within Fnatic. You go all the way back to the early majors with LGB, playing with Crims and Olafmeister. But I think in this team right now, there aren't any distinct roles, right? No. Everybody can do everything. Now, sure, we don't know who the main AWP is. Dennis can do it, Forrest can do it. Sometimes Lekro picks it up, Rez picks it up in Banana on Inferno. But the thing that can be felt, and the thing that has held true for a lot of their bigger victories, was Lekro playing out of his skin. That's dropped off in the last 2 games. He hasn't been the hero for this team. and it's had to be other members stepping up to the plate. And that could be a problem because their victories have really come off the bat of him getting 30-plus kills.
Well, let's not forget, their only 2 losses so far against Liquid and Na'Vi,
True.
which are respectively 2 of the top maybe 3-4 teams in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, NiP has faced some seriously tough competition over the last 2 games, and I think this is one where maybe Lekro comes back into form.
Oh.
Okay, keeping his eyes on Lekro. I mean, he did do a spectacular job, and we'll take a look at the head-to-head as well, where we put 2 players head-to-head, believe it or not. It's brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas right now. Chopper and Rez. This is some of the most mechanical skilled in the server.
Basically because both of these guys can have a lot of impact, and mainly with opening kills as well. If they are able to grab 2 opening kills, the round is pretty much sealed from that point. The rest of the team can snowball off the back of these guys. Chopper was really quiet in their Astralis game. He didn't have any kills within that first half, so for him to go quiet again against NiP will basically be a nail in the coffin for the Vega Squadron in this matchup. You can't go quiet.
You cannot go quiet, and I don't think anyone can go quietly in this game. You only have one map, and the map is where we go next. Nuke gone by Vega. And this is going to be, I heard you guys theory crafting, you think it's going to be one of our usual bread and butter maps?
I do. I think there's no way that this goes anywhere other than Train or Mirage, and the reason being is because Vega's pretty good on Cache, NiP hasn't really been playing it much lately. NiP is very good on Overpass, and as you can see, Vega has to ban Overpass as well as Nuke, which they don't play. NiP doesn't really play much Dust 2 and doesn't like it, but then again, neither does Vega, so I mean, they might just float it for a little bit, but they won't be playing on it.
It could be something that they've really worked on here, but you wouldn't want to risk it against Vega Squadron, who do have that potential to just really run away with rounds and use aggression to their advantage. If you lose economy on Dust 2, it can be very difficult to get into the game. NiP will have the side choice here, so that may, force Vega to go with Mirage over Train. You don't really want to be starting on the T side of Train. Where you don't mind so much starting on the T side of Mirage can actually be some teams' preferences.
It could just be another Mirage for NiP. This would be their 4th, and no. Vega says no. They're going to see a new look Train. Of course, Vega put a performance in the Challenger stage. In fact, you saw Chopper's clip. That was where he really pulled them through on Train.
Yeah, and that was against Big, which we just saw in Train. They are very good on Train, so Vega are no slouches on this map.
I actually don't mind this. I think, if they went with Mirage and it was a brawly game, NiP have shown that resilience throughout the matches they've had so far. They're able to brawl as well. Obviously, Lekro on the Deagle. They have a lot of players who are able to clutch in the likes of Forest and Get Right. Taking it to Train, if they're able to establish dominance on the economy Vega, then at that point they could probably shut NiP out. They start really fast on this T side. They're able to, just force AWPs out of the hands. At that point, that's when JR can take over.
Yeah, and I actually, I saw those odds there. They're rather in favor of NiP. I don't think our predictions are going to be that close, or rather that separate. Let's have a little look at our casters as well, gentlemen. Joining us again, we have James Bardoff and DDK hanging out. Maybe Sean. We don't know. But you know what, gentlemen? I don't think we're going to have a full NiP, are we? There's not going to be a 5 Ninja prediction segment. James, you got something to say?
It's funny, we're here again, aren't we? The elimination match, NiP versus Vega Squadron. I don't expect the same as we saw last time on Cache when NiP got blasted by Vega.
Yeah.
I got to go with NiP. I think that they're looking like a much better team of late. And Train, I think they'll be comfortable, so I've got to go with NiP.
Okay, dokie. Sean, apparently you're casting this one, so I'll ask you next. What are you saying?
So coming into this, I thought it was going to be Mirage, and I thought for sure I was picking NiP. Picking Train, though, I feel like Vega has something up their sleeve. I'm actually switching my pick in my head. I'm going Vega.
Going for Vega.
Sleeve of Wizard.
It was 16-6 versus Na'Vi on Train, so it's not like they've got the freshest of victories in their mind on this map for the Ninjas. Chad?
I feel the same thing. They wouldn't have allowed this map to be the one being played if they haven't prepared something special, so I'm going to go with the Sharks.
2 for Vega, and that leaves myself and Dan. Ladies first, mate. You want to go?
Well, I guess I could go for the Vega Squadron as well. I was actually already feeling Vega Squadron, but upon seeing Train, and yeah, I was thinking about the big matchup as well. I actually don't know if NiP are going to be ready for Vega Squadron on Train.
Oh no.
You guys are crazy, man.
Yeah, James, I think they're crazy too.
I love Sharks more than most people, but I got to go with NiP. You guys are mad.
I'll join you. I'll go for the Ninjas in pajamas, the Pajama Ninjas. And gentlemen, I'm going to leave it with you. Bardoff and Dan will guide us through.
Cheers, boss.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, this game, because NiP, I mean, they focus on their game and so on, but Vega can be very disruptive. You know, they're already mentioning it, just as Chad put it, you know, I like how he put it, you know, chaos is patterns that we don't understand yet. I think that's a good way to explain it and what Vega do, because they are very together as a team when they make these crazy plays, and it can be surprising if you're not used to that. To catch off guard.
Surely there is more support than 40% for NiP out there on the internet. You can vote with the Upcomer app, upcomer.com, or in your respective app stores, application stores. What are the numbers on the doors? There we go, 84% for Ninjas in Pajamas. Now this is, I mean, obviously they may have arguably the biggest fan base in the world along with Cloud9. And they're turning up today. That's good. I see. The thing is, right, yes, we see some wild plays from Vega, but I think it's harder to make those plays on train because you got such narrow choke points. I mean, maybe on their CT side if they go for some crazy flanks or aggressive plays towards B, but I don't really think that this necessarily serves to their purpose of chaos. I mean, you can have chaos in the A site with smoke grenades and so on where you just don't know where anyone is, but I think that NiP will be able to handle this one relatively comfortably.
Comfortably, I'm not sure. I don't think anything's comfortable against Vega Squadron, James.
It's a fair comment. Can't argue that, to be honest.
I think, yeah, I doubt that any of the history is really going to come into play. I think that was a very dark age, the darkest timeline for NiP back when Vega blew them out of the water on Cash. So, oh god, this is good. I just wanted it to start, James. Can we just get into the game?
I want it to start so I can stop buying things on the Steam market.
You got a problem.
I've spent a lot of money this major. Excuse me. My asthma is not in the best of places. I have an asthma review on Monday. I look forward to it. Air conditioning is trying to kill me, as are cold drinks.
And Threat has tonsillitis.
Yeah, Threat has tonsillitis as well.
Of things going on right now.
Nothing to do with me though. But yeah, he's got the lurgies. He's getting some medicines. It takes a while for the antibiotics to kick in as well for tonsillitis, which is really irritating.
You had it before?
I have, and I was really pissed off. I really hate being sick. I'm very rarely sick these days. Dan's sick all the time.
The thing is, like, so one thing we know about getting sick, right? Is if you have a weak immune system, James, you're obviously more likely to get sick. One thing we know about having like sleep deprivation is that it just wrecks your immune system. You don't sleep, but you still don't ever get sick. So I think you should be put into a lab and studied. I think they should figure out like why your immune system is just wrecking everything.
Those African genes, man. My strong Cameroonian mother has blessed me with strength, although the asthma is wrecking me. But part of that is not taking my steroid pump all the time. So there we go. Anyway, the pistol round is about to begin. Vega will be starting on the T side. Don't leave me hanging, bro. Share that bacteria. Let's go. More illness. Let's do it.
Captain Antiseptic, back at it again. Whatever your name was.
Captain Clean Surfaces.
Clean Surface.
I'm not even OCD. I'm a caveman. I'm a brute. 13 seconds until we get into this. Crush has picked up a P250. He's been one to watch. I think every Vega Squadron match so far, I have picked JR for the GoTV or Twitch Premium Pass picks. For this particular one, I want to lean towards Dennis. I think the CT side has to be where you watch things on train. So I'm going to pick Dennis for NiP CT side.
I'm going to pick Sliggy again. Well, can NiP start things off nice? Or will it be troublesome? Vega looking for info there. JR just jumping around, seeing what he can see from the CTs. And there's no one playing close to Popdog and Teammate. Perhaps that tells Vega that NiP are just playing a safe passive setup. As CTs are off to do, and Lekko gets a few free shots, and that will be a kill. Get right as well, and a good spot for a kill, but he can't pick it up. Problems here perhaps for NiP as the bomb goes down.
Chopper close to connector, landing the shot eventually. He's got 10 bullets in the hole. Spots another player. Smoke dissipates, and Rez is there, running out of bullets, running out of health as well. Rez traded immediately, however. Now we've got Crush looking for the long-range engagements with a P250, but he'll take one in the face from Dennis. Pistol got Dennis, 2 for him so far. There is no kit on these two players, so they need to find JR quickly. No one's on the bomb just yet. JR knows where both players are now, but a 10-second defuse. Does he go wide, JR? He's got a chance for it. He gets him off the bomb. You do wonder if it's already too late. Oh,
no bullets!
Oh, man.
Oh, my God, James. Oh, he was.
Oh!
I still get it though. He did enough.
Wow.
That's insane.
What a situation. I mean, he has to assume, if there's a smoke grenade, you're probably assuming defuse kit as well. Otherwise, he runs towards him just to get away at least from the other player.
Yeah.
But of course, there's inaccuracy trying to shoot the guy defusing the bomb. So very awkward stuff, but Vega just win the pistol round.
He got massively baited as well because the reload comes in for Dennis. And Dennis is just like standing there reloading. He's like, oh, I can probably kill him. And he's like, oh my god, but why am I not shooting the guy trying to defuse the bomb? Dennis is miles away. Oh my god. Well, the force play comes out. We get Dennis. He's gone for the gone for the shotgun.
Big popper pump. Scott Steiner is on the server. He's got the chainmail on his head.
Ooh, nice. Very good.
Was that just pure wallbang?
Yes.
Oh man.
I've seen Cold Zero just 2-bullet headshot people from
I
T's
did not know
perspective
it would do that much damage. Dennis, having another look, has to make sure he goes down the ladder safely. Does not want to crater. 4 players above the B-bomb site for now for Vega Squadron. I think, bearing in mind the nature of Vega Squadron, we have to pick a T player as well for GoTV. So I'm going to go for Chopper in that respect.
I'm going to go for Sliggy.
For those of you who are not familiar, Sliggy is our observer. He is observing everything at this major.
Eyes all over the place. Let Crow denied. That could have been a bit awkward. Crow's trying to make things a bit more difficult for Vega, but he's in the back line. There's not too many shots available to him. He'll be smoked off, and Vega Squadron will control the situation. They have a great start here, James. They won the pistol. They look to be surviving likely with 4 players, unless Rez can do something. And that's fantastic. Can't ask for a much better start than that. And on the T side too.
Imagine having an entire major as your observing portfolio. That is what Sliggy's doing right now.
He is the eye in the sky.
He is indeed. Former professional toxic person in Source. Now he has he's found Jesus Stan in the observing of Counter-Strike games in CS:GO.
Oh, money to be made now for Vega. Oh my god, I can't believe this is an elimination match. Vega, NiP, the storylines that we have.
Once again, hello darkness, my old friends.
I just want to throw out there quickly because I just thought this was really funny. Because yesterday we had, talking about storylines, we had the Draken and versus the CIS teams thing, right? And he tweeted, come at me, CIS teams, and then simple response, okay. But that's before the draw, James. So he's effectively in that moment just saying, okay. It doesn't mean anything until you get the draw.
He's ready, man.
So let's see. Maybe Simple is just like this temporal overlord. He's just living in the future and the past and the present all at the same time. And he just knew.
You gotta love Simple. I brought the fridge magnet for him.
He willed it to be.
So for those of you who don't know, since we don't have a lot going on right now, there's a tour of Simple's house, maybe on a Na'Vi channel or something, I don't know.
Was it not a profile?
I can't remember actually, but he has loads of fridge magnets on his fridge, so I bought him an Andy Warhol tomato soup fridge magnet for his fridge, but I keep forgetting to bring it, but I brought it. So I'll give that to him later. Anyway, back into this match. Now the game really begins, the buy round for both sides. No sniper rifle to kick things off at Ninjas in Pyjamas. Having lost the pistol round, the investment was too great in the rounds afterwards. 5 M4s for them. Forrest with the silenced M4. We did see a silenced M4 in the previous game of Train as well. Forrest hasn't really changed. He's been silenced M4 all the way, really. Many players have deserted it for greener pastures.
Deserters. Deserters will be shot inside, James. Okay, so there is 1 minute 30 left in the round, and there are 5 grenades for NiP. That's not good. That ain't a good look for a CT side. However, it will only really come into play, I would imagine, if Vega are to go for a set piece of some description.
The Squadron.
Where counter grenades are very important for the CTs. However, we can see that they're just pressuring in Ali here. They're trying to get forward position, and it looks like they want to go for a triple-pronged attack into the A side. And they mentioned it on the desk, Vega, despite some madness, they are a very coordinated team very often. And so this could be quite dangerous, isolating those Ali players now.
47 seconds. Crush makes his way up to the top of Ivy. Chopper's not far behind. Hutchie and Tony Black waiting for a split. Forest sees one player. Repositions. Can't deliver the kill, however, but CT's elsewhere are doing a job. Rez with 2 kills now. He'll get traded eventually. 30 seconds to plant this bomb. It's down by the Pop Dog. Needs to be collected by Hutchie. Runs past it, checking if anybody's in Pop. There is no flank so far. Lecro and Connector get right back. Train and Dennis towards that IV position. How does the bomb go down? Even harder now that Hutchie's on his own. NiP looking good to win the first round. They don't want to lose any more players though. It would make a significant difference if only 2 survive for NiP. Hutchie now with 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Must do something, will do nothing. Dennis with an AK will be a problem towards that IV position.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. It's crazy because NiP had no utility at all, really. They just didn't have utility. They were just waiting, holding angles. You can see his res, I just have to hit shots here. Take fights, hit shots. And they managed to do so effectively. But Vega will likely feel like they should have gotten a lot more out of that round. And now NiP will have AKs. Or actually, no, just one AK. They only grabbed one, it was Dennis. And they'll have a better, more healthy selection of utility. But the AWP's out on JR now. And Vega might look to mix things up. They'll take some secret control. Deep Molotov there to prevent any pick attempts or shoulder peeking at the end of secret. And presence is made once again with the AWP. JR just shooting shots through the smoke on Ali just to say, hey, there's an AWP here. And they'll actually void that position. We see Vega backing away from it. So Vega running a default here. And they've made presence everywhere on the map. NiP not sure what's going on now.
Resin Pop Dog is quite important. He just waits. Hello. There's a gun there if he wants it. You can see he's being peeked for in main. Did Forest see it? Forest is in an elevated position towards Connector. The flash is there, but Rez comes out too early. And now he can't hide in the smoke. Chopper takes it away. That was a gamble from Vega, but it had to do something. So I like the reaction in that respect. Could not just sit around and allow that to happen. Tony Black now on the high ground. Now on the low ground. Has he been heard by Lecro? I think he may have been. Hello, goodbye. Says Lecro. Forrest and Get Right in the connector position. Dennis rotating as well, but the bomb's going towards the A site. Get Right's going back towards A. Will he get there in time?
That was such a big frag from Lecro, but still there's a chance here for Vega. As you mentioned, this rotation from NiP is going to leave them out of position as this T push comes onto the A site. Get Right though, if he can pick up the frag, he will. Now the bomber is in a lot of trouble. JR goes down as well. As a result, the cards are collapsing, or the house of cards are collapsing around Chopper. But we've seen him do the 1v3 from this position before, although he had distraction to play off of previously. That bomb is down, it's ticking. There's so many CTs here covering angles. Oh, he finds the perfect peek. Another one coming in from Chopper. Oh my god, he's doing it again, isn't he? No, denied, unfortunately for Chopper, but NiP, they will be absolutely relieved there, almost giving that one up. That was a desperate attempt from Vega. My god. You just expect it out of Chopper at this point.
Scary stuff from Chopper. Makes it very expensive for Ninjas in Pajamas. Watching Get Right moving around on the A site before the bomb was planted was really cool. You can see what's going on in his mind. Great spatial awareness from him. And rather than going for the play defusing the bomb, he's expecting planting the bomb. He's expecting somebody to come in for the cover. Does not overextend as he's playing to win the round, not win one kill. So that was a nice sequence from Get Right again. Like I think just a little sequence like that would be really cool to have somebody talk about what's going through his mind.
Do you mean Chopper?
No, Get Right when he was around the site.
Oh.
Yeah, when the bomb was getting planted, he was looking for the player to cover the bomb plant and so on. But I just think like there's a lot of value in explaining that to people who are newer to the game, who may just go immediately for the guy planting the bomb. Anyway, we have Hot Flash towards the B-bomb site. Get Right. We're going to smoke down just in time. So he has a nice advantage here with the UMP. 2 kills for him. Makes it a lot weaker of a push for Vega Squadron.
And they haven't gone across the bomb train yet. They are very slow across. Gives the NiP side lots of time, but Crush on the Pop Dog position. Catches Rez trying to rotate. That is a big kill. It's a 3v3 with that one. Forrest, though, unexpected in the high ground, and he'll get an easy kill, that M4A1S. One of the very few players rocking the silenced M4. Geraldo, perhaps baited out there with that HE. Now down to Crush. Needs to get a lot more kills here. More players. Over the tap, he knows he has to get a 1-bullet headshot there, or a 1-bullet kill. He won't get it. Another slim round for NiP, but they pick it up. 3 rounds in a row for them now.
Yeah, they're dangerous. Chopper got into a nice position next to Oil. It's a really nice post-plant place to have, but his reload conceded his position. Maybe we'll see it from Forest there. So where he's standing, even though he got taken down by Forest, if you can get into a position there post-plant, it's really strong. Obviously, you have a diagonal line through the site for the CTs who are coming in, who are probably going to be focusing towards default plant spot and the upper area, things like that. So definitely a place to try and get into a position. 3-3, pistols now for Vega Squadron. Nobody in the A side. Quickly for the T side. No one in Pop Dog for the CT side. Using smokes instead, using the range, playing further back for the most parts. Get right spotting again. And then it's not just standing there holding one angle, but jiggle picking every so often. Can be a safer approach for a CT player. I think it's easy to lose focus as well if you're just standing, holding an angle. It may react slower than if you're peeking in such a fashion.
Forest will catch JR creeping, crawling, lurking around alley. Vega. Let's see if they can find any kind of opening, and Selectro will catch them moving in towards B. And at this point, it's looking very, very difficult. They might still be able to rush in for a bomb plant, although, as I said, that NiP are pushing closer now. You can see Lecro moving forwards to the mid-site position. Between the bomb train. Oh, moving towards Oil now. Actually looking to stop the push directly through those choke points. Misses a shot now, giving his position away. Although he has two members of NiP in the back for supports. Can they get the bomb down here? No. The bomb is down on the ground, so that was really the best outcome. Was to hope for a bomb plant, but they will not even get any kills. So looking really good for NiP at this point. Although Vega, that loss bonus is really building up at this point.
Dennis in good spirits. They've got the nuclear hand warmers out. Lecro with the 1 AWP. He will continue with the sniper rifle. Of course, we often see Forrest picking it up. Dennis is a dab hand with the AWP as well. Plenty of sniper rifle players in Swedish Counter-Strike. Crush moving towards the IV position, and Dennis will be engaging him there. Lecro in connector with the AWP, so it's get right now on the high ground, looking for something. With that Molotov, Lecro will quickly rotate and look at the low. Although smokes are down, the Vega aren't pushing just yet into the B bomb site. Maybe pulling the CTs out of position. But what is the ultimate intention here for Vega?
Oh, Chopper looking for a way in. Almost gets himself an opportunity there to go forward. JR finding one. Rez will go down towards Pop Dog again. And now Forrest is looking to respond, looking for the players crossing, playing the finest of angles. And this silenced M4 can be really powerful from positions like this. It can be very confusing when you move into these open spaces to figure out where you're getting a shot from. And that extra second makes all the difference. 45 seconds, and Vega start to press, and there it is. Forrest pulls the trigger on the push. I think he's known now in his position, but he's going to slow things down massively. The bomb on the ground as well.
Down goes Dennis, down goes Forrest. An expensive round for Ninjas in Pajamas. Their checks are going to be bouncing sooner rather than later. What can Lecro really do in this situation? Surely an engagement will come his way, and then the hunt will begin. Oh, some steps made. Has he been heard by Hutji? Perhaps not. Well, you can see the shortcomings in the Ninjas in Pajamas economy. Vega Squadron have kept them honest. The rounds that NiP have won, they haven't really survived with as many players as they would have liked. Although the last two rounds have been good, that said, but things have quickly disappeared, it seems. Vega Squadron with their first round post-pistol. Blind spot for Lecro with the scope. And we are tied at 4-4. Right then, opportunity for Vega Squadron now to take the lead. What will NiP choose to do? I think maybe the buy possibly would have come in had they saved that AWP. They haven't bought anything just yet, and the pistols will be collected by the Swedes.
Indeed, indeed. Looking like a really big opportunity for Vega Squadron to take control of the half. On this T side, that would really help. NiP on the CT side, they can be scary once momentum starts going their way. Chopper making some noise, and once again, we'll see Rez is toying with his opponents, but Hachi ready for that. And it is a simple, safe, and secure clear out of these pistoling players, it would appear. NiP only 2 men left at this point. It can be so annoying to run anti-ecos into the A-bomb site. It's just like there's just so many spots for the CTs to stand.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
Lecro with a P250, 1 kill, and it will pay for itself. 1 minute mark. And the squadron spread across the A site. Actually, I follow a few accounts on Instagram which are like spear fishing people, free diving, scuba diving, and so on. And someone had a video where a shark had its mouth stuck around the propeller of a speedboat, and it was just hanging there.
No.
So I sent it to Moses. I thought he would enjoy it. It wasn't spinning or anything, so it wasn't injured, but it was just hanging there. It was really weird.
What, its face is stuck in a propeller and it's not injured?
Not in a propeller, but on a propeller. The propeller's in its mouth, like one of the blades. It's just hanging there. Anyway, it's a buy round line. It's buy round down. We've got to focus. Focus!
Okay. Well, the double AWP is in for NiP again, although Dennis and Forrest have no utility to play with. Vega Squadron. Will they go for a set piece this round? That would be quite fun. You see a pop flash there to try to quickly clear Pop Dog and figure out what's going on down there. Hachi takes position, and meanwhile, Crush, he's playing passively towards Ali, just watching to see if there's a CT push, of which there is not. And will we just get a simple A set piece here and rush from Vega Squadron? Is very effective, especially against the AWPs, and again, not an enormous amount of counter utility for NiP, so this could be a smart way to do this one. Oh dear.
Very awkward stuff. The flashbang, though. I think that was a team flash as well. That's really brutal for Vega Squadron, and it might make all the difference. Molotovs all over the site, trying to stop the T's from advancing. Crush with the bomb near E-Box. Chopper still looking for a flank and pop. 2 plays in connect, so they could boost, but Get Right's just charging 3. Wants to stop the plant. Very carefully, indeed, edging forward. Playing for the round win. 4 versus 2 now. JR's got a nice angle, but he hasn't got a kill. Now he's revealed his position, missing another shot. That's 2 too many. Oh, 3 shots now. Trying to shoot really fast. There's a nice flick, but how much more can he do? Do they know where Chopper is? Ninjas in pajamas. Now Chopper's the last man standing. Almost the mirror of a previous round. Can he deliver all the kills this time? Won't even get the first one. Round number 5 for Ninjas in pajamas. They will survive with 3 players and take both AWPs into the next round.
Yeah, it's pretty rough for Vega as well. They didn't really generate much momentum, didn't build much bank, I don't think. Of course, they were able to have a flawless eco or so, and so there will be some money for them to play with, but not an enormous amount of security. NiP in a really good position now, if they're successful here, to take over once again, but this has been fairly back and forth. Looking to see if Vega are going to mix anything up in this round. Obviously, as mentioned, that got a bit dicey by E-Box on the entry. And the counter grenades from NiP were really strong. There was just that one flash that absolutely saved, I think it was Lecro or whoever it was playing E-Box. And completely messed everything up for Vega Squadron on the first moments of that push. And once again, offering up a clearance of the Pop Dog position. And we have NiP mixing their setup up there. You can see Rez is playing deep. Oh, there's a response though from Vega, potentially just going for the rush here. Oh, but into the AWP, this is the worst possible way to do it.
Flying into the B bomb side, but Lecro only needs 1 second opportunity. Get right now, trying to make use of the flashbang, can't quite though. Still a chance here for Vega Squadron, 3 versus 4. The frags are starting to fly and JR delivering. And again, you've got that position near oil, which is really tough for the CTs to deal with. Tony Black going deep for these 2 CTs. Lecro won't be taken out though, 2-on-2. And we have 2 smokes and 2 kits for Ninjas in pajamas, but they will want to thin the numbers out yet more. Chopper on the site, really hard to deal with. That's a lovely peek from him, delivering once again. And now the tables turn. Dennis, 1 versus 2 with an AWP. How on earth do you win this? How on earth do you trade? Does he see the player on the radar? He does on the second opportunity. The double peek though from the T's will be enough, and Chopper will get another kill, his 3rd of the round. Really tight rounds we're seeing here on Train.
Yeah, I think JR absolutely saved them. Again, just if you can find a way to pull the AWP away, or there's just one AWP on the CT side, and you're pretty sure it's not playing the upper positions in B, then that's high vantage point is really powerful to split players through, because if there's no AWP, then the AKs are going to have that good advantage and moving across. But they were just up against Lekker's AWP. He did so much damage, and JR though immediately gets 2 AWP frags straight back. JR kept them in the rounds. Beautiful stuff from him. I know that you're a fan, James, of Mr. JR, and it's good to see him making these impact plays. Speaking of which, Get Right jumping through into Pop Dog, hitting his head on the roof there to change his trajectory. Coming out with the kill.
Ooh, that's a free kill. Did he see the second player on the radar? I'm not sure how much of Rez would have been seen by Chopper. Sees him now. Rez cannot outstay his welcome. Pistols for the most part for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Forrest not really in a position to have an impact right now. Keeping an eye on Ivy, but nobody is there. Vega Squadron still looking around from the Pop Dog position. Crush is alone with the bomb though. Chopper has been sent in, he's the sentry. Molotov at the back of the site to force CTs from their position. Tony Black's got the angles. And now Forrest is on the rotation. 3 on 3. This is still winnable. The AK is still out onto Forrest, and Rez gets a nice double dink with the USP. 40 seconds remaining, and now the numbers start to go in NiP's favor. JR, the scope is going to obscure his vision so much. He needs to avoid a trade frag. Gets back behind E-Box. Can they collect any weapons? So AK's been lost. It's been collected by Get Right. Rez has the USP. Oh, through the smoke, JR. This is suicide. Going backwards as well. And there is an unlikely round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. What happened there?
I have no idea how that happens. Obviously, you Get Right with the hero play into Pop Dog to start things off, made things a bit awkward. And I think, Vega, they're maybe looking to gamble that. Perhaps NiP think they're going to rotate into B afterwards or something like that, and feel like they can just walk out into A. Instead of using all that utility that they had to try to catch and push into B, and it backfired onto Vega, and now they are forced to a deagle. Galil's lacking utility now themselves, and NiP are fully kitted out here with an AK onto Rez as well. This is definitely a very bad turn of events for Vega Squadron, and NiP make it worse. Important pick there from Forrest. Chopper, though, has found his way outside. Oh, he's been discovered, though. Forrest all over it.
Well then, looking pretty good. Very good for Ninjas in Pyjamas. As we move into the late rounds in the first half, everybody survives for the Ninjas. And they look good, maybe even for a 9-6 scoreline. That said, maybe 6 rounds is enough for Vega Squadron on their T side. There's plenty of fight left in the old Shark yet. That looks so bizarre. Tunnel vision looking towards connector, but of course he's going for a smoke, so not as bad as it looks. 1 P250 and 4 Glocks for Vega Squadron, no grenades. So this is looking like a very good situation for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Very well equipped, even after the initial grenades are the CTs.
Oh,
JR
nice.
won't get very far, nobody to boost him. And now 4 players remain for Vega Squadron.
Yes, not much to do in this round. Glocks, again, usually you think, okay, maybe we can just get the bomb down. That's really about it. Maybe with a flashbang, but they don't even have that. Now the numbers are less as well, losing JR early. So it looks like they will try to burst onto B for that bomb plant, but Get Right, he spots it, and he knows what's happening, and he's got teammates there. There's no way in for Vega here. Oh, this is hopeless. This is the very definition of a hopeless round.
Yes, it is. This is, I mean, what is the... They need a bomb plant. They're all waiting for a flank, but
Can also just use it as time to just chat and say, okay, what are we doing next round? We're going to have money.
That's
And,
true.
You know, so that's probably the most value. Just using this as a timeout is like the most value you can get from this. Because, yes, that is always going to happen. 8-6 Vega will have a bye for the last round. It's not going to be, well, they won't have enough money for an AWP, but that's okay. Can they take it to 7-8, or NiP end with a good buffer moving into that second half?
Chopper and Dennis, the GoTV picks, doing pretty good at present. Chopper leading the server with 13 frags, JR and Electro behind him with 12. Right then, one more round to fight for in the first half. Two players moving towards Ivy for Vega Squadron, and in the meantime, they'll take control towards B, but Electro and Get Right seem to have something in mind. There's the peek from Electro. Ooh, he had a sitter there. That was a free kill. That was gratis, but he missed his shot.
Will Dennis miss his... Oh, they'll jump across. Not even a chance with that flashbang in play. Dennis, though, always a danger. Get right, looking to have some fun this round with that auto sniper indeed. And
Exist used to play that position with the auto, if I'm not mistaken. Way back when.
Vega just waiting for the moment, waiting for the right moment to go in. They don't have any position on alley yet though, so they need to get those players a bit deeper before they can trigger a push. But the positioning from NiP is going to shut down Popdog pretty quickly, and that's a huge issue because then they are going to effectively just make it so that Vega can't coordinate this push at all.
There's a smoke either side of Ivy at the moment, and Crush has made his way between the smokes at the very least. He's edging towards that hell position. Rez moving towards main in the meantime. They know what's compromised the CTs. The flash is there. 3-5 from Tony Black, but the bomb's been lost. The bomb's been regained by Crush. 4-on-4, 27 seconds in which to push this side. Forrest falling back, taking a frag with him as well. Dennis has been lost. You'll see Chopper's leg first, maybe. That's a big headshot from him. 19 seconds now, and Get Right's moving into that IV position. There's nowhere to plant the bomb, but they have no idea. Where do they go for the plant? At the back, but the frag will come from Crush for round number 7 for Vega Squadron.
Big round from Crush, getting himself a quad kill, saving the day. Vega Squadron definitely in a hard position. I felt like NiP played this pretty well. You know, they had really nice positioning to shut down this triple-pronged attack, and it was so difficult, but Crush managed to find this really powerful lurk and just delivered on those frags to get Vega Squadron a good chance going into this second half. It is so up in the air right now. I have no idea which way this one is going to go.
Shame we didn't see any kills with the auto sniper. I named my auto sniper You're an Idiot, Y-O-U-R, just for the extra trigger factor when you kill somebody with it. Oh yes, the BN.
I don't know if I could bring myself to purposely do that.
I love it, man.
I just can't.
Especially the T auto sniper, because if you have one of those out, then people are going to be like, what is going on? It's never a good reason, or almost never. Dust 2's back, of course. Rez with 2 flashes and a smoke grenade. 5 Glocks for the T side. For us flying into the main area. Having a look. Did he see the player on top of Connector? That would be big info if he did. Or more in a buy round than a pistol round, but here we go. Now, the first pistol round was won by Vega Squadron. Can they pick up the second one as well?
Indeed, lots of questions to be asked here. And Chopper's asking of Popdog. Dennis in a deep angle. Will he check for this? Yes, he will, but the headshots, who will they favor? Chopper will have to fall back now. Oh, there's one. Can he get anything else? No. Hutchie, though, for support, is doing some damage, but the trades are there for NiP as well. CTs have a man advantage, but health not so much, as we'll get the bomb plant on the outer portion of the A bomb train, and Vega look to try to get in, but that smoke is quite annoying.
Crush, Hutchie, and Tony Black at the back of the A site. That's the Popdog player taken out. That's big real estate for Ninjas in Pajamas. Crush creeping. Nice frag from him. Tony Black has a defuse kit. They're all coming from the same way, Vega Squadron. 3 versus 2. They don't have the HP for a meat shield. So what do they choose to do? How do they draw these players out? Big flashbang from the T's. Goes behind the inbox though. Nice one tap from Rez. The smoke is up and this might be good. Crush gets the last kill, but he can't get close enough to defuse the bomb, I don't think. He'll have to try and save his Kevlar, which is perfect at the moment. Oh, I loses 2 HP of Kevlar. He could have bought a helmet for very cheap, but now he can't.
That is, yeah, heartbreaking for Vega. I mean, if Crush is managing to find his way forwards just maybe 1 second more quickly, he can perhaps stop them from taking down his teammate defusing the bomb. But such is Counter-Strike. A game of the smallest margins. A game of inches. As that Al Pacino speech goes. Now, can't count out Vega to do damage in this round. We've got the Scouts out. Deagle, CZs. What are NiP going to do to try to avoid disaster, catastrophe?
Tony Black on the high ground.
Tony Black.
Tony Black. Tony Black's lonely. Tony Black seeks companionship. Tony Black doesn't get what he wants. Hutji on the low ground. Will this position be checked for? Can he avoid the grenades of the T side? Is he good for the headshots? He's blind now. That's a glorious grenade from the T side. But look at the frags for the CTs in just a few seconds. Dennis is alone. It was a nice looking execute. Oh, he's just about got a weapon for half a second. Can't pull the trigger though.
What the hell just happened, James?
That's a very good question.
I mean, our POV is like this really dodgy fight. Guys half blinded, trying to get the Deagle spam going.
Dennis isn't happy
goodness.
anymore. Ooh. He's not happy anymore.
See ya.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Christ.
Well, NiP pull out the pistols, and they've got a couple smokes, a couple flash bangs. With a fast play, they could flip the tables here on Vega Squadron. Hutji straight into that pop-up position. Important couple kills there. That's a big deal. He does stay alive as well. He keeps his position. His teammate goes down, but he still holds that flanking presence. He will move back out. Maybe that's giving Lekro a chance here. But that's the bomb down again. And Dennis is now on 4 HP. So this has hurt a bit for Vega, but they should be able to close this down now. Indeed, surviving with 3, and that means that Vega, they'll lose a pistol, but they'll end up better off perhaps.
Is the nation of Sweden starting to get nervous at this point? That is the question. 9-9. Vega Squadron, who have eliminated Ninjas in Pyjamas from a major before, are looking to do it again. The score is tied. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played, I'll say that much. But Vega Squadron looking good for the lead now with NiP on a pistol round. Dennis picking up a P250. Oh, how different this could have been. I don't know that NiP really did that much wrong in that round either. I think Vega Squadron just happened to wreck them. Shooting over the smoker P250s, multiple scout shots, some in the face. Chopper with early information towards Ivy, makes life easier. JR will join Tony Black towards the B bomb site. Ooh, lovely. First is no armor. MP9 is very good fun. The bomb has been lost now.
Yeah, it's pretty much over with the bomb lost. Over in the sense that the best case scenario would have been a bomb plant.
Put the C4 on a milk carton.
Yes. Forrest, how long can you stay alive? Probably not very long. He's
on the subject of C4, I think we can leak some information down. So of course we have a series of Sounds of CSGO, which is mostly focused on the general weaponry, but we may have done one with an explosive device, which is, I think, the same level of power as C4. C4 is surprisingly hard to get hold of then, but we did something similar, which will be coming at some point.
It's the same compound used in C4.
Yeah,
just
that's what I meant.
As much, just not as
yeah, so
not as much of it.
There's nothing we won't do, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing we don't do. Much. We have a lot of content coming your way. Tactical timeout from Ninjas in Pyjamas. So we have an MP5 video coming. We have an M4A1 outdoor video coming. We have an explosion video coming, which is revealed. We have a flamethrower video coming. I don't know what else we've revealed, but we've got quite a few different things.
An explosion video.
Yeah. 10-9 in favor of Vega Squadron. See the numbers there from Betway at the moment. They may change as this game continues. 5 AKs for Ninjas in Pyjamas. No strangers to train. JR continuing with a scout for the time being. There's plenty of money in the hole here for Vega Squadron.
Yeah, it's fast presence there to Secret from Vega. Ooh, Get Right! Falling to Tony Black's MP9 there. That is very unfortunate for Get Right. Very close to making that frag. The MP9 will do the job. And Chopper's going to be cautious. Again, players are getting so good at just understanding how to read which spots to get the penetration kills from, the wall bangs.
Who sees who first in that pop dog position, I wonder? Good for those guys that no one has a size 13. The boats.
I think you need clown shoes there. Size 13, but nevertheless, Dennis will still get the kill onto Chopper. And JR still stands firm in watching over inner. And this starts to get difficult now for Vega. They are very spread out, and their guns are far worse than NiP. Dennis, though, this could be big for JR. Gets the tag. That is very nice for Vega Squadron.
That is really nice, especially on train, because the choke points are so narrow that I would argue it's a lot harder for Dennis to, say, push into B when he's being tagged by a scout. The gun's been seen by Hutji, and Rez will exploit that. We have a player in hell, though, and it's Tony Black. 23 seconds on the clock. Does he take a peek towards the bomb? Oh, looks away just as Echo comes out, and there is the round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 4 players surviving for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Very important for them, and they tie the score 10-10, but that wasn't a full buy from Vega Squadron. That was the anti-force buy weaponry, and now the big guns come out.
Yeah, and so it's very likely NiP are going to win that round, but the goal is definitely to keep as many players alive as possible, just so that if that reset does come in when Vega get this full buy-in, and NiP are to lose the round here, that you can still buy up in the following round regardless. And I think they've done enough to help bring that situation about if the worst happens. But of course they'll be doing their best job here to make sure that they can come out of this round with a W. And these double orbs could be dangerous from Vega Squadron. We'll have to see the form of Crush and JR. JR's been playing pretty well, as has Crush so far. The position can be very finicky. And there's players on both sides now, so you've got to be very cautious. You want to go down in this position. Aggressive incendiary toss to slow things down. And then NiP will give up pressure there, leaving one player, just Lecro lurking. But what is the game plan here for NiP? They can still do pretty much whatever they want on the map. And look at this Vega Squadron, rotating 3 towards B. They have this read that it's going to be a B attack. They might not be, and they're not wrong. 2 players here for NiP, that's big information, but Tony Black, he should have got more there.
JR has a shooting gallery for a time. Now the smoke is up. What do they choose to do? Chopper has not revealed his position just yet. And look at the rotation from Ninjas in Pyjamas. There are 3 players in the B site, but Hutji is still around A, deploying a smoke grenade, and now he may hear some footsteps. He's been seen, and the numbers are to NiP's advantage. Crush taken out in that connector position. JR going for an IV play, and he may be crucial to stopping this bomb from going down. Needs to be collected, though. Does he go deeper towards that Ivy area because Get Right has a cross to the site? There's a flashbang, but does Get Right cross back to the site in time? No. JR has a superior angle now with 24 seconds left, but he's conceded it. He has no idea what he's done. In the meantime, Chopper waits in connector.
At the same time, though, there's no smoke here at all for NiP to block off any of these angles. Although, are they giving it up to go towards B? Okay, he's actually moving in towards Old Bomb right now with that AWP. Well, they expect this, NiP. They've planted outside. And they are still suspecting Ali, and they're paranoid of it. They have no way to smoke it off. JR, this could be a master stroke, but no. Get Right checks for it, and Lecro will find the remainder in Chopper. That was very close. That was very, very close. NiP, that's such an important round. You can see what it's done to Vega's economy. And this is a pretty close game, but this is where it could get out of hand here.
Yes, again, unfortunately for Vega, just the scope compromised the vision there. Would have seen the player who was wide. And who knows what might have happened. Here we are now, Ninjas in Pyjamas in the lead. They've broken the money of the CT side, and that could be a sigh of relief for the Swedish team. Again, both these teams facing elimination should they lose this match. Pistols for the most part for the squadron. Monsieur Tony Black with the French gun. 2 smokes in the A site for the time being, but Vega are edging closer and closer towards main. This is early info for them, and NiP will have to assume that this is compromised, as you can see by Rez's angle, so this is not the biggest of deals yet. But if one frag goes the wrong way and a weapon is collected, who knows what might happen.
very big pressure game as well, and position. We're getting into the late stages of this map, and it's an elimination match as well. NiP with delay. Forest, though, finds himself a push. That's what they were waiting for. One of the benefits of having a very slow timing here. Now comes the push with the back, or with that push, or rather through with that frag in mind off the push, and Forest will make it even worse here now for Vega Squadron. Not able to find anything.
At this point, I suppose Mr. Black is just trying to hold on to the FAMAS. Hutchie has nothing to lose in this game, in this round. He can throw his USP and spawn with a new one for free. So he may as well hunt for something. Spotted now, and perhaps he can draw players away from Tony Black, who is moving through the B bomb site. There he goes. He's gone. Round number 12 coming the way of Ninjas in Pajamas. The money's not going to be spectacular for Vega Squadron, so they are in a pickle then.
Yeah, this looks really flat at the moment on their CT side. You know, one of the problems I think is, you know, we're not seeing some of those individual performances that you might want to see out of Vega, and there is a certain level that's required against NiP. NiP are individually very, very good. So, you know, we're seeing some of these rounds go down to these, you know, 2v2s and, you know, and so on. But there's still time. There's still time for Vega Squadron. They will have money in this next round, but no one has enough to buy an AWP. They'll have to play rifles, and they're not going to have, I don't think, enough for everyone to have the full nades. You know, JL's bought a helmets. Crush and Hutchie also have all bought helmets. That is not. I mean, it's just a waste of money, James. There's a waste of money, especially considering JR and Hutchie. If they didn't spend money on the helmet, they could have had an extra flashbang.
Four players starting in the A site for Vega Squadron. Oh, get right. Not shy for a flying headshot, is he? Reminders of Nuke oh so long ago. Four players now for Vega Squadron, and this gonna start to get sweaty. Nerves surely settling in for Vega Squadron. Rez charging through the site. Spots Chopper. Chopper going towards main. Can he save his teammates? He can, just in time. But JR and Crush have delivered in the meantime. Crush with the USP, taking Forest out. Going for the flash. Can he get a reload in if he needs one? No, because there are more NiP players. Tony Black in the 1 versus 2. They surely have no idea where he is. He has not fired a single bullet in this round just yet. And they will slow things down, NiP, but it's trained. So many angles. We talk about him all the time. Lekro's made some steps, surely. So he must know where one of these players are. Oh, there it is. 13 rounds for Ninjas in Pajamas. Vega Squadron are in a lot of trouble.
I was going to say, you know, once you're in that 1v2, it's so scary because there are so many angles. When you walk around that AER, there's so many angles just popping up consistently as you're moving around. You almost want to just stay still and see what happens as the T's have to make the move to plant the bomb. And NiP played it absolutely perfectly there. Just used time, waited to see if there was a mistake. Took good positions, and NiP are looking really good at the moment, closing things down here, winning these very important 1v1s, and this is already out of control now for Vega Squadron. Got the pistol buy-in and the confidence you can see here from Dennis, just going straight out there looking for the frags, and NiP looking in good shape at the moment. Dennis is cleaning things up. Now just JR left, and he will be eliminated. 2 rounds, and NiP they'll get a taste of vengeance, James.
Well, maybe, Dan. Maybe. Vega Squadron are on the bye once again. The AWP is out for JR. NiP looking calm. It's not won until it's won. Everybody knows that by now. Can JR pop off with his AWP? Forest will be sniping on the T side as well. We saw Lekro in the first half. Less common sniper for Ninjas in Pajamas down the Forest. So here we go. Tony Black and JR heading towards the B bomb site. Now, JR, such a key player for Vega Squadron. He's got people coming in his direction. Slowly but surely. Got to be careful in case there's a sniper above him near the showers. Oh, he legs him, but Dennis with the sharpest of shots. That is a great first frag for NiP in this round.
And that's heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking for JR because he hit Dennis first. he won't. He doesn't. He likely can get out of there if he gets the body shot, gets the kill, falls back. It's a 5v4. No, Vega Squadron are instead in a horrible position, and they've got to just make it work somehow. NiP looking to compound the problem for Vega Squadron as they rally themselves towards the upper positions here, knowing that they've cleaned out the AWPer. This is a great choice from NiP to try to push with those AKs on the high grounds. Tony Black is exposed, has to drop back, and let's see what he can do.
Support from his teammates, but Rez anticipates the player being there, maybe saw the trajectory, Chopper forced away, and now what do they do? If they go for this, they may have no rifles in the next round. Hutji and Crush in Connector. If they lose one more player, oh, I just don't know. They've got 2 players with defuse kits. They'll make their way out of Connector. I think they pretty much have to go for this, really. Forresto has such a strong angle. This should be free for him. Just biding his time. Hutji moving forward. Doesn't know that Forrest is behind him. Dennis taken down in the meantime. Now Forrest has to activate, looking for 2 frags maybe. Looking for a molly on the side. Oh no, it's all fallen apart for Ninjas in Pajamas. Vega had to go for the retake. They had to win this round, and they have. Or have they? Oh boy, Chopper doesn't have a defuse kit. Hutji's one of the kit. Oh my god, are they going to win the round? Oh no!
Oh god. Oh, that is so depressing for Vega Squadron. Oh my goodness. And I was wondering about the whole play, the afterplant play that I'm thinking.
Oh my god.
I think he did NiP just not wait for Forrest to make the move. Were they just peeking and finding fights? You know, how did they get to that situation? And then it doesn't even matter. Vega Squadron, they got absolutely denied there, James, and they are looking at elimination now.
Dan, I don't have a dog in this race, but I'm so sad right now. That was so cruel. That was so cruel. I was ready to see some more Counter-Strike, and perhaps we will. Vega Squadron have actually managed to get a fair amount of M4s into this round. JL will be on a scout, however. I can only guess he was looking for a crouch peek in that previous round, but he was betrayed by the likes of Ninjas in Pajamas and the AK of Dennis. And now it is match point, a number of match points here for Ninjas in Pajamas to stay in this major and indeed get revenge. Drain the pool, Dan. That's what they could do in this round. Leave Vega flapping about.
Fast one from Rez there. Oh, that is big. Takes down Tony Black, trying to move into position towards Pop Dog. Vega Squadron, just this match has been so desperately difficult for them. Always seemingly fighting from behind, and this round is no different. That's a great flashbang in from a teammate, though. Hutji finishes off the job and now falls back. They will even the score, and they do know that Rez is around the Olafmeister area, so forward flashes here. Look how active Vega Squadron are. Crush, he's been instrumental here so far for Vega Squadron. They take advantage.
They are taking the game back for Vega Squadron. The importance of those fast peaks into main. If you can stop the CT getting towards that Pop Dog position, you get Pop Dog for free, and you often get a kill with it. So later on, Get Right just jumps down into Pop Dog because he knows that nobody is there. Chopper taken out now, 3 on 3. JL with the scout's got to get something done here. Forrest is pretty low if he can find him. JR is towards CT spawn. Crush close to the smoke, but will Forrest go too early? It's a free kill for Crush. They need that. Hutji delivering as well, leaving Rez in a 1 versus 3.
30 seconds to do it. There's one. Looking for the second. Hutji knows exactly where he is. And my God, Vega Squadron claw it back there. The incredible thing for me with them finding a way back in was the fact that we see this flashbang. We see Hutji going forward with it. Did we see then Crush trying to retake control fully of Team Main? They went down a man and they played really proactively. They took initiative in a multitude of ways, used team play and good individual skill to make that work. That was a great comeback in that round from Vega Squadron. They are not done just yet.
There will be a lot of pressure in these rounds to come because Ninjas in Pajamas have a buy. They're going to have a better buy in Ninjas in Pajamas because of the money they stacked. Tony Black on an MP9. Perhaps he goes towards Pop Dog. Will they even try after Rez's pick in the earlier round? That's one good thing about those fast picks, if you're brave enough to take them, is that maybe you deter the CTs from playing their game. Maybe you get Pop Dog for free in future rounds. They need to get that MP9 into close quarters. It could end up being a flash into main as well. We shall have to see. Tony Black with quite a reasonable spawn. Does he take that gauntlet run towards Pop Dog position? He does, but the T's are on their way there as well, but no one's making any fast plays.
Imagine a world where Vega win this round, NiP can't buy because they don't get a bomb down. Vega win against Nico 13-15. I want to see this go all the way, at the very least.
It's been a while since we saw our overtime overlay. Specially made for the FACEIT Major in response to that woeful week.
Will there be a flashbang for Haji to go for the full clearance here? I mean, Rez is playing a safe position. Can easily fall back and be covered. So it looks like Vega, they have Pop Dog. They've got an angle into team main. They've got deep play on Ali. Oh, the flashbang's good. Forrest, though, escapes. But the information went to Vega Squadron. They'll see there's one player there. They can see that NiP are just playing a slow round here. Very slow. NiP seemingly just looking for any aggressive plays and any early frags. But looks like NiP are going to be forced into executing a set piece at this point because they haven't got an early frag. And time is running out, James.
40 seconds. JR is the only person on the B bomb sites at the moment. NiP do not have control of Pop Dog. Lekro is above with the bomb. That would be a giant gamble. Forrest showing some presence towards Ivy now as the focus is on the B bomb site. This rotation is going to be long, and there are 3 CTs sandwiched between 2 Ts on the A site. Forrest will be taken out, and now JR realizes, hold on a second, I think it's B bomb site. Must have seen the bomb on the radar by now. Lekro with a massive headshot. This could be it, but Tony Black is on a very fast rotation on flank.
They never cleared Pop Dog. They never cleared Pop Dog. And there's Tony Black in the back, and he's got one more player to go. The MP9 is not going to do the job. And now it's up to Haji. He'll go down 16-11. And revenge is a dish best served on train, it would seem, as it's been a long time, but NiP finally defeat the Demons.
That is a monkey off of their back. The nightmares of Cash and previous majors have gone for now. Awkward handshakes and slaps, and Ninjas in Pajamas are still in this tournament. Vega Squadron are out, but what a fun run we've seen from them. Really entertaining stuff. Vega Squadron always good for an upset, but this time they didn't have it in them to take out Ninjas in Pajamas again.
Yeah, it's so great. It's a great quality about the way the major system works, that any team can obviously make it through the qualifiers and bring themselves into a position where you may not otherwise invite them to a tournament or expect them, but they bring a new style, a fresh take on the game, and as you say, provide a lot of interesting storylines and great performances regardless.
Parla getting paid a bonus for cleaning up the chairs while the handshakes take place. So Ninjas in Pajamas are still in. It was, I mean, if you are a fan of Ninjas in Pajamas, it did get a bit worrisome. You do wonder, you've seen it before, right? With Vega Squadron, so when the score is tied, it start to get nervous and oh God, is it happening again? But no, it's not. Ninjas in Pajamas looking better, looking stronger, and looking on to their next match in this tournament.
Indeed. It's going to be interesting to see how they will fare against the rest of the competition. It's very difficult. It's very difficult indeed. Right now we've got so many teams in this weird spot of qualifying. We have obviously Complexity through. We've got Big in there as well. We've got Team Liquids. Now, who will be the next one, James?
Who knows? Parla is with Ninjas in Pajamas.
I am James. I'm with the Ninjas right now, specifically Lekro. So at this point of the tournament, are you feeling comfortable calling against the other teams?
Yeah, I'm feeling confident calling. It's a bit difficult against Vega. They have an aggressive play style and it's sometimes tough to play against.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that specifically. What was the style going into this matchup against Vega?
Don't choke. Just play our game. Don't be afraid. Just do our thing.
How do you call not choking? How does that work as an in-game leader?
I don't call it. We didn't choke. People played well. We lost the pistol again, but we won the T-side pistol, I think, but we need to work on our CT pistols.
Yeah, Olaf, can you be quiet, please, over there, mate? Doing a little interview. All right, Lekro, before this matchup, how was the mood in the camp? Were the team as prepared as they could be?
Yeah, I think so. We were prepared. We thought about Vega since the last time they played, so we just joked about it a bit. We didn't feel too much pressure. Just another game, just another game in the major.
And so you weren't feeling extra pressure, knowing that if you lost this, you'd be out?
Yeah, not really. You just have to focus ahead, not what happens if you lose, I think.
Okay, and then when it all came down to everything on the server, do you think that the team did the best performance that they could?
I think we can do even better. We did some mistakes. Yesterday against Navi, we did a lot of mistakes, but we made some less mistakes now on the train again. But we need to work on it in practice later on today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Letcro. Would you like to say anything to everybody watching?
Thanks, guys, for the support. Sorry for no 16-2, but we'll hope to qualify for Legend spot instead.
There we go. Letcro, congratulations. You and your team stay here in the tournament 2 for 2. They'll continue into tomorrow to play those best of 3s. Alex, let's head over to you on the desk.
Cool from Letcro. He's not looking to get too excited, and in fact, NiP almost silent as they picked up that win. They just realized it's another day in the office and they've got more if they want to get to that Legend stage, which they have set their sights upon. Vega Squadron, though, putting up that resistance that we knew they were capable of. They've caused their fair share of stirs here in London, but their run ends here.
Yeah, I think the sentiment from Letcro there in the interview was echoed with their celebration and echoed in the game. They didn't have to do anything special. They just had to make sure that they were punishing Vega for their mistakes and aggression, and that was the key to this game. I think if you look to the rounds that Vega were able to win, it was off of individuals making a play and getting multi-frags.
Yeah.
Tactical diversity on their T side wasn't really anything exciting. It was just, like I said, individuals.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think NiP looked like the much better team in this matchup today. Vega got a couple weird lucky-ish rounds in that first half, ended the half with quite a few rounds actually, and the turning point for me was the 10-10 round, 2v2, where JR is by Ivy with the AWP, and he repositions to bomb train, and that's when Get Right crosses, plants the bomb, and we all know what happens.
It was
from
like
there.
15 seconds left on the clock, right? And the T was on E-Box.
Yeah, that was a very, very crucial 2 versus 2.
Vega definitely had their chances in this game, right? The economy that they almost had control of several times, then they lost to an eco round, then they won forced by rounds of their own. So they had opportunities here to really take control of the game, but too many mistakes. And that's what happens when you have more of a chaotic play style. You need to make sure that you're capitalizing more often than not, and it didn't happen for them this time round, and they'll be going home.
Yeah, taking a look at the scoreboard, you can see that it was actually Hutchie who was putting in a performance. He's been quite quiet for them. He's been a consistent fragger, but he hasn't necessarily been having those spectacular rounds that we saw from him on the CT side. He was always doing damage when he could on that, and going up against the Ninjas, who did seem to have found their form as well. Letcro back on the top of the scoreboard, Chad. It was part of your conversation in terms of win conditions.
Yeah, but it's difficult to look towards like any heroic plays from anybody on the NiP side. If you look at those numbers there, it's relatively close for all 5 members on the team. Whenever the frags were given to players, or at least offered up, they were made. There wasn't too many crazy blunders that we saw happen. It was just a game that felt... No, I don't want to say boring, but it was just NiP going through the paces. They didn't have to do anything special.
I think the word you're looking for is flat. It was flat, and indeed it did get NiP the win. We have Chopper in the head-to-head, and he was a conversation piece in himself for Vega. And I mean, with this being the last showing we see from him and from Vega in London, a couple of comments on what we've learned from what this team and what this player is capable of. I think we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of Chopper, if not for all of Vega.
There might be some changes coming in the CIS region, right? With Gambit, all the rumors around them, these guys showing a good performance, Windstrike dropping off. There is a chance for these guys to move some puzzle pieces around and see what they can do next time.
Yeah, and that's what they did coming into this major. They got themselves that ticket to the next challenger stage by getting a win in the legend stage here. So I think they don't really need to hang their heads too low. They can come back with a new game plan next time.
Yeah, but I have a request. And this head-to-head was brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas now. But what I wanted to do was I want to request that Vega Squadron do something before the next major. I don't want to have the same story again of us saying, well, they did X at this major, and then there's some qualifier results. I'd like to see, a Vega at a Katowice, or a Vega at one of those headline acts, so that we can gauge their performance, but also they get that experience that isn't just in the major or the challenger.
I can understand that. It's just with these teams, their biggest asset is shock and awe. Their play style is so outside of the box. If you play the tournament circuit, these guys will get found out and they won't be exciting at all. It's a best of one format and their play style that allows them to even be remotely exciting. Without that, if we're dealing with, the top 16 teams in the world who are playing the highest brand of CS on a regular basis, I don't think these guys could even hold a candle to those squads.
I agree completely. And they have the exact polar opposite of someone like Big, right? Big is, you might consider too tactical. Being on the other end of that extreme, you get solved. So you have to play this middle game, which is why teams like FaZe, Liquid, Astralis are always so consistent and so good, because you can't really read what they're going to come at you with.
Yeah, and we did actually talk a little bit about, breaking down a particular play. I think one of you selected Unlucky.
Yeah, it's unlucky/lucky. Depends on which side of the coin you fall on the round win here. Now, we do talk about Counter-Strike being strategical, and you need to have that individual skill, and you need to be well prepared, and you need to, keep calm and have all the mental games. Well, there's always an element of luck to Counter-Strike here, and this was the pistol round for NiP, and the defuse kit will get dropped in this lovely little gap and unable to be retrieved. So it was a 1-on-2 situation where it was JR at high ramp. Now, if they had this kit, if they're able to find it, they would have very easily been able to win this round. The problem was there was too much emphasis put on trying to pick it up, whereas he could have just stayed on top of that train, covered the diffuser. He may have been able to sit that defuse, and the round would have been won. But the whole idea, the communication would have been chaotic at that point in time. And from here, it fell apart for NiP, but obviously recovered, obviously won the game, but they could have started off with that win, and it may have been an even more dramatic scoreline.
I didn't even notice that, so we'll see it one more time, it looks like, and you can just see, so from his perspective, this is him trying to pick it up.
Can't get it. Sorry, mate. That's a rough way to lose a round, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of diffuse kits, we have another thing. And let's take a look at it, and let's find out exactly what that is.
This is without the... they didn't get the defuse because the player without the kit started defusing. So, see how Crush is still alive? The kit's going to get dropped. Hutchie's picked it up here, running towards the bomb. The guy without the kit is defusing.
Oh, that's devastating.
Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Oof. It's mistakes all around in this game, basically.
I guess, yeah, that's where the pressure gets you, and that split-second comms like, I have a kit, and those decisions just kind of get a bit blurred and get a bit lost in the excitement of it all.
Because Crush died and then Hutchie picked it up, he probably didn't even realize he picked it up, right? And that's the difference, and that's obviously so difficult to be aware in that scenario, especially in post plants.
And I think we definitely have to take a look at our talent prediction stats.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, Chad, that Vega prediction has knocked you down. Oh, I definitely am liking this. Finally, I've got my 3% on Dan.
I've dropped significantly.
Wow,
here.
you're in the lead.
My goodness. Now I just need to play a safe game. Safe game from now on.
What's it like up there?
It feels great. The oxygen's nice and clear.
You know what it is, though, Alex? Do you get all the analysis filtered through you? So you're selecting the best information that you get given from
I go
us.
first.
Look, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that, because you sit around all the time and we're always talking theory,
I absorb all of your theory.
Like a sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more of a machine. He's the sponge with our awful nicknames. But let's take a look at that bracket so you can see what else is coming up today. That was Vega versus NiP, and another team gone home. We have another third team eliminated from the Legends stage, and we're going to have much more to come. You can see up next, Tyloo versus FaZe Clan, and one of those is going home. FaZe, in the interview yesterday, Carrigan, looking a bit shaken and not stirred. He did say that this is just going to be a question of the reverse sweep. Cloud9 did it, why can't FaZe, was his words. We'll find out if they can against Tyloo after the break.